So what's up, people? I'm about to drink a sports drink, a sports beverage, but I'm taking the wrapper off because we don't do that advertisement over here. Uh, but how y'all doing today? Hope y'all having a great day, man. Mine's pretty good. Um, Chilled pretty hard today. Getting this trash back here. None of that. So anyway, uh, first off, I'd like to thank you guys for joining me with another episode of Car Talk with Tazzdaangel. Good conversation you can ride to. And if you're new here, there are many more episodes that you can listen to and hopefully enjoy on several platforms. Google Podcasts, Castbox, Apple Music, uh, Spotify. Actually, Spotify just bought out Anchor, which is the app that I use. Which, if you listen to it on Anchor, you'll hear my ad. Or on all these other, if you listen to my audio, you'll hear that in my ad. But I take quick sweet. I just want to thank you all for the support that I've been getting, which is a lot. People sharing, commenting, leaving me voice messages, which is another feature of Anchor. People can give you audio feedback. But I just want to thank you guys. I do this pretty much every episode, but it's because I mean it. I really do appreciate you guys for listening because y'all don't have to listen to me. So I'm glad that you do. Me. Alright, we good. So, crazy way that I got this topic. Okay, today I was thinking on three different subjects of what I would speak on, and I'm trying to see if I want to actually say the other two ideas. Well, to be honest, I forgot one of them. So I only remember two of them, but one of them was uh, the importance of a father slash daddy issues, and the second one was be a voice, not an echo, not an echo. And I was talking to my homies earlier, and they were they were showing me posts. There's a different view today because the thing that I usually attach my phone to let it be up higher, I left it at the house, so different view. But so I was talking to my homies, and they were showing me something that one of our classmates said, and honestly speaking, it was riddled with ignorance. But someone else came along and corrected her on everything she had wrong. Like, they left no stone unturned. I'll tell you that. So, being that we all addressed what we saw, one of my homies said, what I noticed is a certain group of people that I won't name, a certain group of people tend to accept other people's opinions and thoughts and just run with it as if it were their own, instead of thinking about the subject and developing their own thoughts, or opinions or whatever. or even researching to get facts on the matter. And of course, that let me know that this episode is to be a voice, not an echo. Because I mean, it was literally while I was thinking which one I wanted to choose. So for him to choose that as his rebuttal was just crazy, because he could have just pointed out the ignorance in the post. He could have pointed out how often this person spouts ignorance. There are a myriad, however you want to say it. There are a myriad of things that he could have addressed in that post, because I mean, it was so many things to say. But the one thing that he chose to focus on was the fact that this person and another group of people tend to take someone else's thoughts and opinions and just run with it as if it were their own. So I'm like, there's my answer. You know, we vibing on the same wavelength right now. Shoot, man, I don't know, boy. Got old frog in there, don't it? But anyway, so many people talk about things without thought. There is an alarming uprise of thoughtless speech, and people mistake it, including Kanye, because he said this on several different occasions. Things to the effect of, stop thinking about what you say before you say it. Just say how you feel. Be a free thinker. And, you know, that's just not accurate. It's just not accurate. To be a free thinker means to first think. Because you can't be a free thinker without thought. So you have to think about what you're saying first. You have to, if you want to think freely. You just have to make sure that whatever you come up with, whatever solution or whatever ending you come up with, is your own. Whether it's yours by agreeing with someone else's point of view, or it's your own by developing your own point of view. Because you can agree with people and it still be your way of thinking. Hence, religion, things you want to study, political choices, like all of these things you can agree with other people and their thoughts, but it's because you thought about it and it made sense to you, so you want to go down the same path that they went. And of course, there are other reasons to join all of those schools of thought. But the thing is, we have to make sure that whatever we want to do, or whatever we do, is because we really want to do it, or because we know it needs to be done. But either way, make it because of your thought processes and because it makes sense to you. Otherwise, you will hate and regret that decision down the road, and maybe even immediately. The example I'll give is a lot of people nowadays like to push entrepreneurship. Some of them do it wrong. And what I mean by that is a lot of them push entrepreneurship by putting down people who are employees. And I don't think that's the way to do it. Because, yes, you can start an independent business that only you have autonomy in. Like, you are the owner, you are the salesman, you are the worker, like, you're all of that. But if you truly want it to be successful, then it's going to have to grow. At some point, it's going to have to grow. And if it's going to grow, there are going to be more hands necessary. So as you continue to be the owner, you're not going to really be able to be the salesman all the time. And you definitely won't be able to be the laborer all the time. You're going to need people to fill those shoes. So I understand the fact that people want to push entrepreneurship, but push it on its own merit. Push it to the people who really want it. Because when you don't, you end up getting a lot of employees in upper management positions. Employees are necessary. The mindset of an employee is necessary, of a good employee is necessary. Because as you continue to be a boss, you're going to look for other people to fill those positions, and you want them to be good at it. So push entrepreneurship to the entrepreneurs, and push dependability, accountability, determination, drive. Push those to the people who also don't want to be entrepreneurs. They don't have to only go to the entrepreneurs. We need employees. Because there are some people who the highest they ever want to reach is assistant manager. They may never have aspirations to go further. And you know what? That's okay. There are some people who are satisfied being third key or being shift lead, shift supervisor. All of these things are just fine. If these are your goals, they are fine. If you choose to add more to that after you achieve them, that's fine. That's good too. But never be upset at achieving a goal. Another goal doesn't always have to be set after. Not a goal of change. A goal of improvement can come. So if your goal was to be the assistant manager, now you can set goals to let's find ways to decrease our shrink, or to decrease the amount of things that we have to throw out because they were damaged or scrapped. There are different goals that you can set. You don't always have to set a goal for changing a position. Because if that's what you really want, then that's what you really want. That would be like a person becoming president, but saying, okay, next I'm going to be king of the entire planet. It's okay being president. So now set goals inside those parameters of being president. Set goals inside the parameters of being an assistant manager, or a shift lead, or a lead manager, whatever. Regional manager, who knows? Whatever your goals are, once you achieve them, yes, set more goals, but they don't always have to be to change positions. They could be mastery. Because as you continue to get better in this position, then maybe later on you'll want more. Or you may want to train other people in different facilities how to do that exact same position. And if you do it well enough, then the company will want you to. So, I said all of that to say, if you want to be an assistant manager, don't allow anyone else to put you down because you're not the manager or the CEO or whatever, or the creator. Everyone can't be a creator. Because if everyone is a creator, then we won't really have many consumers. Everybody can't be an artist, because then we'd have an overabundance of galleries and not enough people to walk in and appreciate it. If you want to be a certain thing, whatever that thing may be that to the best of your ability. Make choices because they are your decision, not because it sounded good when someone else said it. even though it didn't really match with your life or your personality. It sounded really good though. So maybe I should do it. I mean, it sounded really good. It won't work. It has to make sense to you. And in it making sense to you, you allow yourself to have your own strategy, your own way of handling it, your own genuine approach. Because you can do the same job different than anyone else who did it before you. Because once you make it your own, it's different now. Once you make that position your own, it's different now. It's different. So, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up because this ain't gonna be a 30-minute one because it doesn't have to be. It's very direct. Be a voice, not an echo. One thing I like to tell people, and this is probably going to be its own episode at some point in time in the future. Listen to that dude something because he know what he's talking about. When I say that, when we make mistakes and we mess up, one of the first things we say, man, something told me not to do that. Man, something told me I should have went over there instead of took this way. Something told me I should have took the back way instead of getting on the highway at 5 o'clock. Listen to something, man. Something knows what he's talking about. Listen to that voice. Because that voice is you. Listen to yourself. Listen to yourself. There's nothing wrong with you wanting to be the best version of yourself. Don't let anybody else make you feel bad about that. If you want to be the best, and this is not to say it's low, this is a great position. This is a necessary position. If you want to be the best janitor in the facility, bro, you make those floors sing. You make those toilets look like they just got shipped in and installed. You make that sink look like it's brand new. Be the best. And to let you know that I'm not saying it because it's less than, I was in sanitation. I was a custodian. And I loved it. Because whatever I do, I try to be the best version of me in that position. When I worked with different water departments, when I worked in a cold storage warehouse making orders, when I was in sanitation, when I was coiling and making pipe for a pipe company, when I was working in a grocery store, well, it was more like I'll just say grocery store because I ain't trying to say the name of the store. I don't care. I'm loyal to them, and I love that company. Dollar General. When I work with Dollar General, when I go back home now, if people see me in that Dollar General, it doesn't matter what clothes I have on. If people see me in that Dollar General, they will still ask me, "Hey, when are you coming back? Hey, do you remember what this is? I need help finding this." And most of the time I do remember. But I hadn't been working there since like 2013, 14 maybe. But because I made my position my own, I imprinted on the customers. So whatever you do, just do it with pride and make sure it's what you want to do. Listen to yourself. Don't allow people to live their lives vicariously through you. Because then you'll end up looking back, and that's when people say, I shouldn't have wasted my time. It's because you didn't capitalize on the time. You gave your time to somebody else. Oh, you want me to do this? All right, well, I'll do it. Here's a chunk of my life. Oh, you want me to be with this person? Okay, here's another chunk of my life. Oh, you want me to drive this car? Here's a chunk of my life and my paycheck on the note. Oh, you want me to work this job? Okay, here's another chunk of my life and my happiness. Do it because it's what you want to do. And also know that it's all right if you're doing something that you don't want to do right now. Sometimes what we gotta do what's necessary. But make sure while you're doing what's necessary, you're working towards what you want. You're working towards your goal. One step is all you have to take. Because every mile starts with one step. A lot of times we allow the big picture to make us forget that the big picture was done by small brush strokes of paint. Mona Lisa started off with one stroke on the sheet of paper, and it's considered a masterpiece to this day. Started off with one brush stroke. People who do triathlons and marathons, they all start with one step. Millionaires and billionaires. $1 million cannot be $1 million if you do not first start off with $1. If you never put the first dollar in, you'll never get to $1 million. You'll never get to $1 billion. It all starts with one. It all starts with one. So make sure you're making your one. You may not be at the destination yet. That's okay. Just don't stop working towards it. Just don't give up on it. That's where the problems come in. That's where the flaws come in. That's where the depression starts to set in. That's when the anxiety starts to set in. When we feel like we're quitting on being us. When we feel like we forgot how to be us. Don't stop listening to your voice. Don't stop having your own voice. If you want to allow other people to pour their ideas into you, that's fine. Just make sure when you make that final decision, it's because you wanted to. Because you genuinely wanted to. And I'm done. I appreciate you guys for listening. This has been another episode of Card Talk with Tazzdaangel. Good conversation you can ride to and think about. Because that's what I'm here for. I'm here to invoke thought. I'm not here to say that I'm right. I'm not here to say that you're wrong. I'm just here to make us think. Because that's what we got to get back to. Just thinking. We move off emotion too much as a people. We got to get back to thinking. We got to get back to forethought, not afterthought. We got to get back to strategy, not hindsight. So, you guys have a great day. Please share this, comment, like, repost, whatever you want to call it. Just, if you would just send it to 5 people who you think could benefit from this, or who you think y'all can have a discussion about it and see if y'all disagree with me and develop y'all own points. Just 5 people who you think this will make them think. Send it to them. And I appreciate you for sending it, and I appreciate them for listening. Talk to y'all soon.